Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Falcom Fancast.
Abend time style.
Unfortunately, Misty could not make it, but you'll have to do with two Frenchmen. I guess that's how it goes. Anyway, we're your hosts, Max.
And Kevin right here. But you may call me Father Kevin.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Why not?
My name is Kevin though, so don't hesitate.
The only thing I have in common with Falcom is probably Catherine Lambert from East 8, I guess. So,
I got lucky compared to you because you know my real name, and I got blessed with two things, and those two things are my favorite.
Exactly, yeah, because Kevin is a crossbell fag.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that makes sense. I cannot blame you for that.
Yeah, AO and Zero were really cool games, and I really enjoy playing through them during 2017.
Yeah, it's often a fan favorite, I think. Could be wrong, but I've seen a lot of people, saying great things about them, about the Crossbell arc, both games. And,
even though you, Max, only played Zero.
Yeah, I am guilty, okay? I know. Actually, I would have played AO if I could find a very specific guide like I did with Zero. Unfortunately, I couldn't. And if you're wondering why, I'm just going to explain just to give a perspective, I guess. But I am legally blind, so I have what's called retinitis pigmentosa. So basically, my eyes are dying like a screen, losing its pixels in a way. So playing is quite difficult. So whenever I can, I try to find very in-depth guides and simple to read, just so I can play them. So yeah, just to give an idea, you know what I mean. So yeah.
And to go back to
what you were saying.
The specific guide you were talking about, it's written in French, and it's made by Wajino Kiseki, who has a blogspot, and it's also held by Gunotech. You can find those two guys in Twitter.
Yeah.
So
I think it's worth mentioning them. You're right, because
because at the time I played this, the fan patch for Zero wasn't released, and I heard Ao no Kiseki got also fan translation.
That's great.
I played Ao no Kiseki with two guys, and I played Zero no Kiseki with a French guide made by Waji no Kiseki. Who is a fan of Waji in Zero.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
I guess to give a little bit of a background about us, I think it's a good idea to start with this. In my case, I guess you could say I am not a veteran. I'm too young for that, but
same here.
Yeah, I fell in love with Falcom, I would say back when I was 19 years old, in 2010. And I discovered them with East 1 and 2 Chronicles, so that shows you how new I am to, I guess, compared to, I don't know, veterans that played those games back in the 80s and stuff. And so actually what really made me fall in love with it in the first place was the music, because I am a musician myself. I play the guitar, I love rock and roll, and the first time I heard the soundtrack, I was like, man, this is wow. I was just blown away. And then just the simple aspect of an old school JRPG really appealed to me, and that's how it started. Then I discovered the Kiseki series, and I played both East and Kiseki mainly, and now I guess that's where I am. What about you?
Yeah, compared to you, I'm really new to this because I only discovered these games back in 2014.
Mhm.
I first discovered the Kiseki franchise by listening to music. I randomly stepped across them in YouTube, and I was listening to Get Over the Roaring version, and I just thought, yo, that's a very high battle theme. Where is that from? And I did my little research, and so I found that the games was Zero no Kiseki, but it wasn't the first Kiseki game, so I researched back again, and I found that Sora no Kiseki was the first to introduce the Kiseki series. So I then started to play Sora, and I had to endure the long wait for Sora SC to get it in English because I didn't have the force to play it in Japanese. But it's not the same as I was in 2017 because I had the force to play Zero and Ao, which are not even translated yet. So even if I have, it has you have to have a lot of willpower to play them because not everyone wants to play a game they can't understand, and especially when it's story heavy as Kiseki game.
And indeed.
As for East, I only played East 4, East 7, East 8.
Oh, East 7 as well, okay.
Yeah, I played East 7, East 8, and East 4, so yeah.
So yeah, only the new generation of East.
Yeah, the new generation.
Yeah, man, you should try the older ones. They're great as well, different but great, I would say. Not better like some people would say. I think they both have their pros, I suppose. Both old school and new school. I'm not particularly on one side, I suppose. I think it's great also to have the E-series evolving. But anyway, so yeah, as I said, we're both Frenchmen. We speak French. Kevin is from France and I'm from Belgium. And funnily enough, we met each other about a year and a half ago on a stream, an OMG Floofy stream. So yeah, shout out to you. Floofy. If she ever listens, I highly doubt she does, but we love you, Floofy.
Good luck for everything.
Yeah, she's like the... What would you call it? The senpai or something? Yeah. This sounds very cliche, but...
She's the sort of the mama of Kiseki.
Yeah, I suppose, yeah. She's great.
Kiseki, mama of East, she's just the mama of Falcom.
Yeah, Falcom, I would say, more like, yeah.
I think she holds Endless History. I think she's the one who designed it.
Yeah, she is the one, yeah. She writes articles, I've seen. I mean, I do visit the website regularly, and it's great because she's one of the major pillars of the fan base, in my opinion. She's spreading the word and all that stuff, and she's been around for very long. She was playing the Kiseki series like from ever since it came out in 2004 in Japan, which is great. I mean, she understands Japanese, unlike us. We do, but vocally and not perfectly anyway, but we cannot read it, or almost none, I guess.
Yeah,
a little bit, but...
few katakana and hiragana skills, but nothing that would allow me to fully understand a Kiseki, unlike some people. But thanks to all my curiosity, I made very good friends, and thanks to that, I also took contact with the holder of the blog, Kiseki Translation, who and she's called Rain Evenstar, and she wrote the Kiseki translation. She basically translated some books and some drama series of Falcom you can find. I think she translated the Ao no Kiseki scenario book, so you could understand in some extent what happens in Ao no Kiseki thanks to that blog.
That's
yeah,
nice.
and that's basically what I used to play the game, measurably for understanding what was happening, but not for gameplay stuff. It just translates the scenario.
Yeah. Also, I highly doubt she even remembers us, like, I mean, Floofy, because I never talk on the stream, so very rarely, I think. Funnily enough, I remember one time when I was just being a spectator, but I was online. It was on I forgot which one. It's not Twitch, but it was a streaming website. And she saw that I was logged in, so she said, "Hey Max, welcome." And I was like, "I guess I have to talk." and that's how that's how I interacted a little bit, and that's also how we met, which is funny because at first I was like, "Man, there is no one in the French community," and then we started to talk in the chat, and oh yeah, you speak French too. Oh, well, that's awesome. And that's how it started, I guess. So you can follow OMG Floofy on Twitter at OMG Floofy, I believe. And she has also a YouTube channel of the same name if you want to see her stream archived and all that stuff, all that good stuff. She does like lots of like nightmare runs and just playthroughs of the new games. So yeah, good stuff. But anyway, so Kevin, have you pre-ordered Sen no Kiseki 1 Kai? I'm curious.
Not yet, but I'm going to do it because I have one way to do it, and I think I will use it.
Nice.
I will use. I think I will pre-order a Wonder Goo or something.
Oh, the one. Yeah, so you want to make me salty.
Yeah, because basically with what I can do, I can choose whatever I want.
And what does it come with again? I forgot. Is it a world scroll?
No, it comes with the how do you say it in English again? It's the tissue with Alisa, I think.
Oh, do you mean a microfiber towel? Oh, no. A bath towel.
Yeah, bath towel.
That's pretty amazing.
I think that's the size of a bath towel. I didn't check.
I am so jealous. You know how much I like Alisa. I know that's very unpopular in the West, but I love her. But anyway, it's pretty obvious if you see my avatar.
Yeah, but mine is not as obvious.
Yeah, but I'm assuming that you pre-order it on this website or whatever because you want the item, right? Because if you don't want it, I can buy it from you. I would buy it from you. But
yeah, I will make a special price for you.
Okay, because
and by special I mean very expensive.
You're such a good friend. You're such a good friend, Kevin.
I know I can make money off you. Just kidding.
But yeah, so Sen no Kiseki 1 is coming out in about 3 days. I pre-ordered it on PSN as well as physically on AmiAmi because I want the bonuses that come on the PS4, like the theme and avatars. And I'm crazy enough to spend the money on both. But when I say about 3 days, I mean as of the recording of this episode. So, because the game is already out on Steam, as everybody knows, released by Exceed. And funnily enough, the Japanese version is like half the price, and you get all the DLC for free, including the Japanese exclusive DLC. Not to throw rocks at Exceed, but that's quite a difference, right?
Yeah.
But you have to understand Japanese, of course. But I think if you've played the games enough, like us, like we did, and if you want to do another, I don't know, play it another once more, I suppose, one more time, then you can get all of those things you couldn't get in the West. And speaking of Exceed, one thing I noticed, and I think this needs to be said, but in Europe we don't really know Exceed because all of the Falcom games, Ys and Kiseki, I mean the Trails series, are published by different companies. So I believe Ghostlight was doing Trails in the Sky FC, and ever since it's been NISA, so NIS America. And I have the boxes. I think I'm gonna show you in editing if I remember to do it, but this is not photoshopped, guys. This is real, because I've seen people doubting like as if it was a lie, but no, it's actually how it goes. But we do get Exceed names on Steam, for example, because it's international. But aside from that, this is exclusively brought to us by NIS America. So yeah. Aside from that,
and even Ys Memories of Salsetta, it's not recent. Ys Memories of Salsetta was published
NISA
by
as well. Yeah, in 2012, is that right? Or maybe I forgot. But
around that time, it was even published by NISA.
And also, I have to say, speaking of NISA, despite everything, let's just not go into this, but from the perspective of French people like us, it's great to see that the Ys 8 was translated in French, because I got so many opportunities to introduce the series to people that would have never played it. Like my cousins, for example, they want to buy it on the Switch because Ys 8 is coming out on the Switch this summer. And it's great because the translation was pretty damn good. I don't know what you think, but aside from one issue at the end of the game, one sentence that is a little bit of a problem. Aside from that, it's pretty nice.
The French translation really was fluid and not as dry as people would say about the English version. So
yeah, I think they had two different teams on the translations. I cannot see another explanation as of to why both sides are very different. It's like, the Canadian, I believe, and the North American as a whole, like the North American versions, apparently have been Google translated on the box, which, as you probably saw on Twitter and social media, it's hilarious. Like, what's written in French makes no sense. And but here we didn't get that. Like, it's I think I'll show it in
box. In box.
I'll show it right now in editing. But yeah, so despite everything, and I'm sure there is legit complaints, don't get me wrong, but I think it's important to stay positive, and we want the company to get better, and also getting more translations is always great because the games get known outside of an English audience, which is great for us.
Yeah.
So yeah. Aside from that, what can you do? I think people will always complain, but back in the day, localizations were so bad. I don't think we can really complain nowadays. I think the Happy Console Gamer said it himself, if you don't know his channel. He's a big Falcom fan as well, although it's more Ys than anything else. He doesn't play the Trails games, but maybe you heard of him? Have you heard of that guy? No? But
I don't watch many
YouTube channels. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I
it's
prefer
fine.
Playing and watch anime.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. But as he said himself, if you look back, it's really great what we're getting now. Even look at the Legend of Heroes, the Gargath trilogy. Gargath. Cannot pronounce it correctly, but it never came out in Europe, I believe it never came out in Europe, but I saw the translation by Namco Bandai, and oh my god.
Yeah, Google's translation even translates better.
I think Google translation is even better than this. This is absolutely incredible. I have no words, but yeah, so just look at this. Like, if you think Ys 8 is bad in English, just look at, The Legend of Heroes, The Terror of Vermilion, for example. This is absolute. It's gold. But anyway.
Yeah, that I think that's because uh, we sort of tasted what sounded or reads good, and people uh, just think they have sort of the rights to complain because they found something they consider better, so they can complain in some instant. But yeah, that's basically
Yeah.
the typical consumer
You know, to give you,
mindset.
to add to what you just said, if you look at, for example, the Trail series from our perspective, so from a French-speaking person's perspective, there's a lot of issues with the French in the Trail series. And I'm not talking about the Japanese version, but the English version. And we don't complain. Like, actually, I have contacted Exceed about this just to ask exactly why the accents were missing and, you know, all those typos and mispronunciation, like really, really bad mispronunciations. And yeah, all I got as a response was simply, we want to make the game accessible, which I understand, but I don't think it's really too much to just try to, you know, pronounce it as accurately as you can, like the Japanese do, like, you know, Schwarze, for example, in Japanese, in German. You know what I mean? Like, the Japanese do pronounce it this way, and I think it's not unnatural, but that's just my opinion anyway. Even if we see stuff like this, we're not triggered or, you know, very mad, but it is annoying, I will admit, and you know my opinion about this, but I think as long as the work is decent, I suppose, and well translated enough, I think I'll take it as it is. Of course, we want it to get better, right? But it's not that big of a deal if you ask me to. I mean, I've seen people like I heard people send a letter to Falcom about this, like about E8, the whole thing with. I didn't really follow what happened in English, to be honest, but yeah.
Yeah, but that letter got that letter was an error. I think nobody is talking about it anymore. So I think that's be some kind of meme or something, because that letter was around for just a moment, and it just people just got asked to make it vanish. So
okay, because I think we should not overblow, like, you know, we should not really make too big of a deal out of this, if you ask me. But yeah, I know that Nisa had to retranslate the game in English because of that. That is all I know, really, because the French, I don't think the French changed.
To be honest, I didn't even try. So
yeah, I mean, we finished E8 a long time ago, back in September when it came out on PS4. So
yeah,
it's been a while, but yeah. As I said, I think even if we have complaints as well, it's no big deal, right?
yeah, because that in our perspective, it's basically looking for the tiniest details.
Yeah, it's nitpicking, basically. It's nitpicking. Yeah. And honestly, if Exceed is ever listening, which is, it never will be the case, I believe, but please, we would be happy if they tried a little bit more. That would be nice. I mean, I have an American friend, I have a few, but, you know, one in particular, that can pronounce these things, you know, quite naturally, and he doesn't know anything about French, but when I teach him, he can really do something, you know, something decent, like the Japanese do in their own ways, and like bleu blanc instead of blue blanc, right?
yeah.
That one, if you've seen my video about this, you know what I mean, but yeah, it's just a funny video. If people take it seriously, it's really not supposed to be the case, but yeah, it's just, that would be nice. That's all I'm asking for. But anyway, aside from that, I have no complaints. As long as we get the games, that's what I need. And plus, we actually play in Japanese now, right? pretty much. Sentry, for example.
Yeah, I played that game without a guide this time, but just I played the game with a guide, but not a translation guide. Just just gameplay guide and.
Well, you sent me the source, so I used the same as you, obviously.
I also played. I also played with Alicine's notes. So I got some details I couldn't get, and the wiki about Senfree held by Guan, Yotaka, Fluffy, I think, write something for the wiki too. I think Rebos does too. Anyway, many people are editing the wiki. The wiki of Kiseki is quite filled with Guan's
information.
With Gwen's information, so you could get some lower details there if you didn't get everything from Senfree.
Yeah, nowadays I think you can really play those games, even if you don't know that much Japanese. You can really find your way, I suppose, with all of these informations, right?
Yeah, I think there's a way.
Yeah, there is a way. I mean, sure, it's not the smoothest of ways to play the games, but if you really want to, and if you don't want to wait years before playing, I think it's a great thing to have all of those people and all of that information around, really.
Yeah, we're lucky to have them, because without them, I don't think I would understand everything.
Yeah, same.
I played in Senfree. So.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of stuff is not voiced still, so it's a bit of a problem, because as long as it's voiced, my Japanese is actually pretty decent, surprisingly enough. But once it stops, you know what I mean, right?
Yeah. We could also talk about Trace in the Sky, aka Soar Kiseki too.
Yeah, we can as well, but again, this is a pretty big subject as well.
Yeah, I think the Trace in the Sky series is still as fresh as Sen, unlike Zero and Ao, which are still niche because they are not translated yet. So.
True. Actually, now that you say it, it's a pretty big problem, because what's gonna happen with the next localizations? Because if Sentry ever gets localized, no one will have played Zero and Ao, and that's a problem. Because as much as people say, "Oh, you need to play the previous games," absolutely. When it comes to, let's say, Trails of Cold Steel 1 and Sora no Kiseki FC, well, Trails in the Sky FC, I don't know why, I keep changing from Japanese to English. But
same.
When you put those two next to each other, you can indeed start with one or the other.
Yeah, but if people don't know yet, yes, I played the two Crossbelt Duology, so...
Yeah, you did. And I only played Zero and I know a little bit about Ao, but not everything, so I need to get updated on that. But aside from that, I played all of them.
Yeah.
Aside from that, so I think it's a pretty big accomplishment as far as I'm concerned, considering my disability.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I don't think I would do it if I were in your place.
Yeah, I've got so many headaches. Trust me, so many headaches. Like, literally, I'm not saying like figuratively, but like literally headaches. It's called like ophthalmic migraines, something like that. But it's because of my vision. So I'm a bit tired now with Sentry on top of that. So I think I'll just watch Ao Evolution, because that's my choice with all the voice acting.
Yeah.
And I'll be happy with that, honestly. When it comes out in English, if it ever comes out in English or another language, if a miracle happens, like French, which it never will, maybe, who knows. Unless that happens, I'll just do that, because that's too much. Yeah, in my case, I just play on easy mode and try my best. And so on one side, you have the guy that really knows his stuff, like you and me, which I try to just enjoy the story and go through the game the best I can.
Yeah.
Two different perspective, I guess.
Yeah, but
So it's
but
not bad.
I understand your position because you basically have no choice.
Yeah, and I don't have a choice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you could make efforts and try to be really, really good, but you will have to take so many years in perfecting
Yeah.
your skills, and you don't have that time. You
Exactly.
don't
Plus,
want to spend that.
the goal also is to have a good time, right? And
Yeah.
getting headaches all the time and being frustrated is not a good time. So I would rather do it, my own way. And yeah, what can you do about it? That's how it goes. Man, I just remember back when I was playing Trails in the Sky with the fog, that it started in those games and never stopped. I think every game has fog in it, right? Almost every game. Almost. Maybe not all of them, but...
Zero and out
don't,
but it becomes foggy once you penetrate the blue orb in out.
Okay, yeah. Now, yeah. Because, man, every time a level like that, like, a town or a dungeon would become... not a dungeon, but like a highway or something on the map would become like all foggy. That's the worst for me. I cannot see anything. And oh man, that reminds me of that. Like Falcom has a thing for fog. It's like Tokyo Xanadu as well. Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus, I believe, because the original one doesn't have. It's in the after story, right? You played it. Oh no, you didn't play it.
No, didn't play yet.
Yeah. So there is fog.
I'm busy playing some of the games at the moment.
Yeah, I know. But I forgot about that. But yeah, it's... Oh man, fog. I hate fog so much.
Of course. Fog is meant to reduce visibility and you almost don't have one.
Yeah. Basically, I have a very bad perception of contrasts. It's not as simple as just putting glasses on your nose and you're done. No, definitely not. And thankfully my case is stable, so my vision has not got worse. But yeah, let's hope it doesn't get any worse because it's difficult enough as it is.
Yeah, let's hope it doesn't go wrong, any wronger.
Yeah, because technically this is a degeneration, so a degenerative disease that makes you blind. Like once you're in the final stage, I guess, terminal stage.
Final stage. No.
Yeah, final stage. Yeah. So yeah, it's not fun, but thankfully that's one thing I love about Falcom is even with those problems, visually speaking, those games are still manageable for me somehow, like a little bit. I can navigate. I can navigate the map sort of, so it's a good thing, and I can see things a little bit, so that's one good thing about turn-based JRPGs for me. It leaves me time to act. No pressure. Yeah, no pressure. It's not like playing East is it's okay. So far I can play it on easy mode at least, but yeah, not as easy. Definitely, E-Site was really a pain. I'm sure you remember when I asked for your help about that, but
yeah,
with the map, it's wow. But let's not get into that.
Yeah, basically he was asking me for some treasure he couldn't find.
And I couldn't see, like he was mentioning, yeah, you have to go there. I was like, where is it? I can't see.
Yeah. If you don't have a grasp of what he's saying, just go watch his YouTube rewind and you'll know.
Yeah, I like to make fun of myself. I think it's, life is short, so...
YOLO!
Yeah. Yeah, you can see, that's why I don't really let's play anything or do playthroughs, because... no one wants to see a blind man trying to play video game.
Yeah.
Unless you want to see someone fail miserably, but yeah. I have a co-op let's play with a friend, and also Kevin joins us sometimes, but it's you can just watch those videos and you'll get an idea as well. It's absolutely, it's magnificent.
Yeah. No, not my God Eater 2 Rage Bus video, but watch his mines.
Yeah, mine. Yeah.
Mine
Kevin knows his stuff. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm still getting wrecked, but I'm trying. I'm trying to make performance.
But yeah, so much great stuff to come. Send 2 Kai as well. Send 4, of course, but that's gonna be for another episode, I guess. Once we know more about the game. I also cannot wait for the Alisa Reinford figurine. You know me, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll buy it as well, but
yeah, I will buy it because it's Falcom figure.
yeah, come on. It's so rare to get something.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I saw the figurine in Tokyo Xanadu, you know what I'm talking about, I think, even if you didn't play the game. Magical Alisa is like this anime character in that universe. And you can actually buy a Magical Alisa figurine with the famous pose, I guess. And I was like, man, that would be so awesome if Falcom released a figurine of that. And they kind of did, but it's a swimsuit instead. So it's the Magical Alisa pose, but the swimsuit. So it's a little bit odd.
Awkward.
But still, it's a bit odd. But also it's Sen 2. Why would you promote Sen 2? I don't know. Because Sen 3 is like the latest game right now, and Sen 4 is 6 months away, I believe.
Just give me my Risha figure and I'll promote it everywhere you can.
Well, you do have a garage kit, right? So it's better than nothing.
Yeah, the garage kit looks very nice, but I cannot paint, so I'm keeping it in the
box.
Yeah, in the box, so I cannot do much things about it because
it sucks.
I can't paint.
Unless you find someone you can commission or something.
Yeah, if I could, I'll try. I think I'll look for someone when I can, because right now I lack the time because games and work. But yeah, it's not like I'm ultra busy, but I want to do stuff I really want to do.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, in my case, I do have a lot of time, but it's a pretty odd situation with my disability. And speaking of that, if anyone is interested, I am looking for musicians because I would love to create some sort of internet music band, like a tribute band to Falcom, maybe do covers and stuff. I don't know any musicians on the internet, unfortunately, that would be willing to do it, but like everyone recording its own part separately and doing, it's becoming a thing, like those internet bands. I think it would be great to have a Western-based tribute band. I mean, it could be from any country, even Asia, any continent, in North America, Asia, whatever. But it would be great to find people that play different instruments, even if it's someone that produces with controllers and stuff, and not necessarily instruments, but because I can play the guitar and the bass, but another guitar player would be great, violin, of course, who knows, but yeah, if someone is interested, just hit me up. That would be great, because producing everything by myself is very difficult with my visual problems again, because I do have the gear, but the problem is production and the screen and all that. Seeing your interface is kind of difficult. But anyway, so yeah, I'm just dropping it, like, putting it out there, just so we never know.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe
even a singer, if someone wants to sing, that would be great.
Yeah. We want Kanako back.
Kanako, yeah. I have nothing against Megumi, but Kanako is just,
Yeah, she had that voice.
She has that voice, that very mature voice, which is really great.
I don't remember the name of who's singing Nageki no Refrain, but it's not Megumi who's singing that.
No, I know it's not her, but Megumi is in a lot of recent Falcom openings, so that's why I'm mentioning her. And also with Tokyo Xanadu. I think it's she's been there since the 2015 release of Tokyo Xanadu on PS Vita in Japan.
She's been there for
longer. Oh yeah, I remember you.
Yeah.
I remember you on Sen 2. Yeah, Trails of Cold Steel 2. My bad. For some reason, I forgot about that. I don't know why. I think it's the speaker thing that just. Yeah, that song, great song, but yeah, Falcom has a thing for breaking hearts of the players, right? It reminds me of that. Indeed. That's one thing I miss because in the English dub, I love you, Shanshiplock, but man, there's something that got lost in the translation with that Yamete Kure.
Yeah, it's not his fault, but yeah.
Yeah, it's not his fault, which is why I'm saying, I love this guy. It's not the problem. But speaking of Shanshiplock, he's such a great guy. Like, I asked him. Do you remember when I asked him if I could use his joke about Valimar and make a video out of it?
Our top story tonight. The rumor come out. Does Valimar is gay?
Listen to him go.
He was so up for it, and
that's for sure.
He's such a great guy. He shared the video and stuff, and
yeah, he even reshared our shitpost with "As a friend, Gavin the Blade."
Yeah, or shitpost with the impeccable voice acting, which is just a fun thing we did.
The top-notch voice acting.
Yeah, he's such a great dude, really. So, I love my dual audio, but. To me, that would be the perfect scenario, is dual audio. Give us English and Japanese, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
And I know it's not always simple, but come on. We got Tokyo Xanadu and Isait in Japanese, and I think the issue is somewhere else. Let's just not get into that, but yeah.
This would be another topic for another.
Yeah, it's another topic for another day. So
maybe another dedicated video.
Yeah, I think this needs a dedicated episode because there's a lot of misinformation about this and a lot of speculation, but it's just speculation. So yeah. Anyway, we'll get to that another day. And so I believe we talked about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
Not bad for a first episode, I would say.
Yeah. It was just a lead episode, let's say, like that.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, that's basically what we're going to do when we have time.
Yeah.
It won't be scheduled.
Yeah, well, once we can, we will release new episodes. It's not going to be like a very, what do you call it? It's not going to be scheduled per se, but every time we can, we will release something. And if anybody likes it, then it's a great thing. We'll just putting it out there, just two friends, talking about their passion for Falcom. And I think it's also a good thing to say, hey, there's a lot of fans around the world, just not just in North America and Japan, but also in plenty of places and countries.
Yeah, but I think there are more Falcom fans in Europe than we think.
Yeah, than we think.
But
maybe they just don't.
Yeah, and they're not as
vocal.
They don't make any more noisy than the
maybe.
Community.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
I think that's also because they are also English speaking, so we don't always know where they're coming from.
But you pretty much have no choice, unfortunately, to speak English. Yeah. That's one thing I really am sad about, is all the Kiseki games, the Trails games, nobody, aside from the people that speak English, can play them. Because it is not translated in other languages. And that is a shame, really. That is a shame, but I think it's... maybe I hope the series gets more known, and perhaps picked up by another team that would do different languages, or I'm not saying changing who's making the localizations, but simply just adding on top of it. That would be great, because I wish I could introduce those series to more people. Right? I'm sure you do as well. So yeah, that's another topic as well, but I think it's worth mentioning. I know there's a lot of fans in Europe. In fact, the French market itself is huge, as we know, but that would be again for another time.
Yeah, but even the European market as a whole
is big. It's
a big market for those games, because I think on Twitter I saw a guy being spoiled Saint-Free because he overheard a conversation between two people, and those two people were basically spoiling Saint-Free's ending, and he was like, "What the fuck? I got spoiled. I got spoiled Saint-Free at fucking school."
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great. But yeah, what I mean by showing that we're here is not like, I know there's a lot of fans and a big audience, but like, since it's not a very vocal audience, it's kind of nice to put it out there and just express ourselves and show that we're here, right?
Yeah, and maybe more people would join us.
Yeah, that would be great. Like becoming a big community between, Americans, Europeans, whatever. That would be great. The bigger the family, the better.
Yeah, maybe not a huge community, but at least something more still manageable.
Yeah, we know some people already, but it's we invite as many people as possible. That would be great. We will be back with plenty more, and we thank you for listening. And this episode was brought to you by Magical Girl Elisa. So yeah, have a nice day, evening, everyone, and see you next time.
Yeah, and have fun until then.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
Goodbye. またね、ミシシ。